everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy Hump Day Wednesday. We are coming in with the most challenging sews of 2020. And so if you saw my previous video, well actually I put out 2 videos now for 2020. I put out my favorite makes, my most worn, and all of that just on Sunday, so make sure you go check that out. And then if you missed the sewing buzz, all the latest things that was happening in DIY sewing, crafts and things of that nature, go check those videos out. But yeah, let's jump into it. There weren't a lot of challenging sews, but they were challenging within themselves. I had to really woo-saw when I was making them. If you saw my previous video, you all know that I now keep this notebook holds a lot of like ideas, brain dump for a lot of different things, but I also track in here everything that I've made, and I just started doing this in 2020, and so I'm going to continue this going forward. And what I marked down is everything that I've made for the month, whether I've kept it or donated or whatever the case may be. And then I can also look to see what was it that I either had sewn the most, worn the most, whatever the case may be. Maybe something I only made once, but I've worn it multiple times throughout the year. But anyway, if you want to know what some of my most worn were and some of my favorites, again, definitely go check out the previous video. Okay, you will hear me talk about Maggie 55, which is the zip around wallet here that I'm showing. I actually made a mistake during the recording and said that I made this in 2020. I actually made this in 2019. However, I still left the part about it in the video where I am discussing the Maggie 55 wallet and the different issues I was having with it. It still apply to the things that I want to learn to do better and differently in 2021. So back to the video. So today we are talking about the most challenging makes of 2020. So as you all know, I already talked about, I made 85 things in 2020 and 23 of them were handbags and wallets. Anyway, I'm still kind of tripping off of that, like I made that many. But anyway, so the there's 5 different things, and 2 of them are handbag wallet related, and the other ones are all jackets. And so the one thing that I definitely want to improve on, that this is telling me, first off, couple lessons learned, and I'll go over some of the other ones as I go through these makes. But for me, the thing that's always the most challenging for me to make tells me, and this is just how I think, are the things I need to push myself to do more frequently, just to get better at it, get better at some techniques, and different things of that nature. Maybe I need to switch up on some notions or tools that I've been using to let the outcome turn out a little bit better. Maybe it's my preparation for those types of projects, different things of that nature. So yeah, these were my 5 most challenging for 2020. The first one is and I'll pop up at least the pattern. No, I'll pop up either the pattern and what I made so you can see. That's what I'll try to do, pop up the pattern and the result of what I made here. Oh, and by the way, what I am wearing is this is the Rebecca Paige Comfy Cowl, which I totally forgot to mention in my previous video. I wore this thing to death. I do. But anyway, so the first item is the Maggie 55 zip around wallet, and again I'll pop it up here, the actual pattern, and then I'll pop up what mine look like. You all know if you saw that video, I struggled with this, and it was mainly because at the time, because I made that out of leather. I had some, don't even know what kind of leather it was or anything. A few people in the comments told me what they thought it was that I had. but I actually use leather, and I use the Janome HD 3000. I did a total unboxing of that sewing machine. I need to do an update review. If you all are interested in an updated review of that, let me know. I was waiting to do the updated review until I went back, because you all know I had just purchased the Janome HD 3000 in November, I want to say it was, of 2019. And so I wanted to give myself some time, because I purchased it from a local dealer here in Texas. And so you know, you get all the extra perks when you purchase from a dealer. That's why I highly recommend, if you can, buy your machines from dealers. But they offer classes for different things, to show you different things. You know, they want you to kind of have the machine for a little bit, and then, you know, schedule your classes. And plus you got all these coupons and all the extra warranties and everything. But anyway, so when I was planning to go back for the classes is when the pandemic hit, and then everything kind of shut down, and stuff was just kind of wonky. And at least, if I can recall, for like in-person sewing classes and instructor type lessons, that stuff was gone for months, for a long time. So I never did get a chance to go back, and that's what I was waiting for, because there's a couple things about the machine I think are a little finicky. But again, if you want a updated review before I go back for the class, I think now they do allow you to come in. I will have to see. But if you want an updated review of the HD after I've used it, because that was just an unboxing, the first video, so that was just kind of first impressions and showing you demoing sewing through leather and all that different type of stuff. But if you want to update it, my thoughts on it, definitely let me know. I'll do that. And as a matter of fact, I can do it right now in January. So definitely let me know if you want to update it one. But the thing that gave me the most challenge, why that one was so challenging, is because one, it was my first time sewing with leather. I think it was one of the first projects I sewed on my HD 3000. So for those who don't know, and that is coming up in a couple more videos, I'll talk about all my machines and show you all that different stuff. But my the HD 3000 Janome, I only bought to make handbags and wallets. That was the only reason. And you all know it's kind of that step before the next machine I want, which I have changed my mind since what I want. But I'll talk about that with the Janome HD 3000 video. But I think it was one of my first projects I made on that machine. And as you all know, one of my complaints about the machine, it doesn't have speed control, and I tend to be very pedal heavy. And so, you know, I was having some issues with that. And then when I was the needle, I used a leather needle. The thread, I was having issues with the thread. I tried to use a bonded thread, and then I think I sewed it with the bonded thread. I would have to go back and look. It just didn't work very well for me in that machine. Since then, I have sewn handbags using a different thread, a Gutermann heavier weight thread that I get from Walwack. And so, so yeah. So it was, you know, the notions, the tools, the first time making it. Plus, even though the Maggie 55 wallet comes with, so when you buy her patterns, aside from her urban tote, I did get permission from her to do the sew along for an urban tote last year. So if that's a pattern that you picked up from Maggie 55 and you want a complete walkthrough how to put it together, I do have a video for that. I'll link it up above. But all of her patterns come with sewing videos and tutorials. You just click the link that's embedded in the pattern. And as much as that was in there, I still like getting the curves right, because you use a lot of glue in there. It was my first time using Craft Text and some other things. A lot of the techniques were new to me, and so it just, yeah, I struggled, and I still have yet to go back and try another one. But I think the next one I'll try will be one made out of either vinyl or I'll just use a cotton, a really nice cotton, because you can thicken up that cotton with Decaville, Decaville light, and you know, beef it up a little bit. So I may try that. Chris W, I think it's Chris W designs the penny in wallet. I intended to make that for a gift for my for my BHM pattern designer challenge winner. They were getting the tote and the wallet, and so that penny in, remember I showed y'all that wallet, oh, a hot mess, so ugly, and it's still sitting over there ugly. So yeah, I struggled. And again, that pattern comes with a complete sew along where, you know, you following all the steps. And I think, again, because it was early on with the machine, I just wasn't using the right, I think one of the things I did was I cut the interfacing too wide, and it was in the seam allowance, which when you're making wallets, they usually, patterns don't, actually every pattern I have, you don't put the interfacing all the way through to the seam allowance. It's always much smaller, so you don't have to worry about all those layers. And I then I sewed a few pieces on backwards. How do you do that when you're watching a video? But for me, whatever, I struggled. That was a challenge. So again, with handbags and wallets, for me, mainly wallets, as you can see. Handbags, I really didn't have issues with, but these wallets, the only wallet I did not have issue with is the Debbie Hunker Gratitude wallet. I love making that thing. Love making that. But anyway, those two, for me, I want to do them again, but I want to do them and try other wallet patterns, because the NCW, I did make me an NCW last year, and again, I just really need to play with the interfacings that I'm using, how I'm cutting the interfacings, because my early, like I said, my early wallets, the interfacing was in the seam allowances, so that just messed things all up. But I do, for my vinyl now, I use jean needles, which works a whole lot better, and so yeah. And then the jackets. So the jackets are the Vogue 1036. This was a collaboration with Crystal from Crystal Sews and Stuff. She completely lined hers, and it is gorgeous. I didn't line mine. Because it's a gang of pattern pieces, oh my gosh. But when I tell you, this is a really nice pattern, and it really challenged me, when I tell you, not because it was necessarily because it was a lot of patterns, but the instructions. So it's a Sandra Bedzina pattern, which I've always heard very good things about this particular denim jacket pattern because of all the detail in it. It is a ton of top stitching around the neckline, the sleeves, the front, everything, but it goes together beautifully. But yes, that jacket challenged me. I had to really kind of pace myself because I cut everything out, and then you gotta, you know, I always tell you, label when you have patterns with a ton of pattern pieces, put sticky post-its, whatever you got to do to label them, make sure you're putting everything in the right spot and all that, and don't sew things on backwards. And so yeah, but I absolutely love the way it came out. As much challenge, it's challenging as it was, because that one I had started sewing it on my Pacesetter, my brother Pacesetter 2500 machine. I don't know why. It was not cooperating, and so I had to switch mid-project to my HD 3000 in order to finish it up. And then I had my other machine, my brother SE 400, that I used to do the top stitching. So I'm not sure why that gave me such a hard time, that particular pattern on my Pacesetter. Usually I don't have any problems like that. And then the Rebecca Paige Kingston denim jacket. This was my very first denim jacket, and my camera's about to cut off. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. The Rebecca Paige Kingston denim. This was my very first denim jacket. So just like the very first time I made the Cashmere Ames jeans, my first time making jeans, I was intimidated before I even started, because I'm thinking, ooh, jeans, all the top stitching. And I made the Kingston denim before I made the Vogue. But I absolutely love the way that it turned out. It was a challenge because the top stitching, I remember across the front, initially I wasn't catching everything in the top stitching, and then some of my top stitching just looked wonky, and I had to go slow because again I set up both machines. Now the Kingston denim jacket was fine on my pace setter. I didn't even have to work. That's why I didn't know why I had issues with the Vogue. But at any rate, with the Kingston denim jacket, it was just, again, it was a lot of pieces, and it went together beautifully. But I just really liked it. Challenged me in many ways because I guess denim jeans, denim jackets, stuff like that, and my Vogue jacket actually wasn't denim, it was a twill, but the Kingston jacket, I guess things like denim jackets and jeans, you just automatically are intimidated to make stuff like that. And so I, you know, purposely pushed myself past that because I wanted to try it and see how it worked, because I'm thinking, oh, I'll probably only make one. And so, well, I made the Vogue jacket, but again, it's not made out of denim, but I think I do want another denim jacket. I said I didn't want another one, not because I didn't like making it or anything like that, just because I was thinking, how many denim jackets do I need? But I'm thinking maybe one more, a couple more, maybe even a different color one, in a different fabric or something. So now I've kind of talked myself into it. I may very well just do the Rebecca Paige Kingston one again because I do like it. Although I want to say Style Arc has one that has more of a curvy look to it. I don't know. We shall see. But it definitely challenged me because it was my first time dipping into the whole denim jacket world, and so I absolutely love it. And then the final thing, the fifth thing that gave me a lot of headache was the Rebecca Paige Andy Anorak. Now this, remember you all, was the PVC fabric from Minerva.com that I had received, and I purposely got that fabric to make a raincoat. And I love my raincoat. I wore it a lot and will continue to wear it quite a bit, even though it's a little too big on me now. I'm just wearing it for when it's raining, so that doesn't matter. But this thing, because this fabric, you can't pin it. You can use clips, but you didn't want to leave it folded at any time. You want to leave those pattern. And again, I did a review. I'll leave the link up above. Actually, for all of these, I'll leave the link up above and down below in the description box. For all of these, I did separate videos on them. But the Andy Anorak, excuse me, the Andy Anorak, oh my gosh, was that a beast? Because one, I had to use my walking foot because of that fabric. That substrate was just, because it was that special material. The lining was fine, and the instructions, and plus it took me, I think that one took me a couple days to do, did it? I know I said it in the video, but it's just one you want to take your time with. And because of the type of material it was, yeah, that was not something you was folding up because it left creases. And you didn't want to pin it because once you poked a hole in that stuff, that was a wrap. And there was a couple areas I did have to unpick, and yeah, nobody will ever see it. I don't even remember where I unpicked it, what area it was on the jacket, but yes, those were my most challenging makes. And so like I said at the start of this video, for me, once I identify something that challenges me, or that, ooh, that was, ooh, you know, I want to do better or something like that, I tend to want to find, either I'm gonna do the pattern again, or I'm gonna find something similar and do that, just to continue to push myself. We all are still learning on this sewing journey, and as many of you have followed me over the years, you know that when I came back to sewing a few years ago, yeah, it wasn't looking good, and it's starting to get better. I'm starting to be a little bit more pleased with how things are turning out. finishing techniques. I still need to work on a lot of finishing techniques and different tools and things that I'm using. One of the things I wanted to do, I hauled this book last year. This is for a jacket. This is the Couture sewing for the Couture cardigan jacket. This book is by Claire Schaefer, and I bought this last year. If you all remember, it comes with the CD. I got this off of Amazon. I think it's linked to my Amazon store, but at any rate, I want to do this jacket this year. And this year I do, and so I want to go ahead and start reading through this, because I never started reading through this, because my intention, if you saw me talk about this last year, was to use my block to make this. I don't think I will do that now. Use a block, never say never, but I just want to go through the book, because there are patterns that you can use, but some of the techniques and finishes and different things like that, I do want to use this book for. And I'm thinking about doing, when I'm ready to start this, which it won't be into the second quarter, but when I'm ready to start this, I'm thinking I might just do a whole series on it when I'm doing and all of that. I really enjoy watching Kiddish Behavior. Her when she was making, I think it was her first princess coat. That coat was absolutely stunning, or is absolutely stunning, I should say. But I've always wanted a cardigan like this. I've always wanted a cardigan like this, and so yeah, I want to do this, and I do want to try other jackets, because like I said, those things that I struggled the most with are the things I want to do more of in this year. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, and if you don't mind, thumbs up this video on the way out, because I do plan on challenging myself even more this year. And I also have the other book that I pulled out that I said I wanted to read more, is the Couture sewing technique book, because again, one of the things that I want to do is have cleaner finishes, different things of that nature, and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to push myself a little bit more. Of course, we got to have our palette cleansers, things that's not very challenging to make, but I do want to go down the challenging route in 2021 this year. So yeah, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. And yeah, if there's anything in particular you think you want to see, also let me know. But stay tuned for Sunday for the next video, which I'm not quite sure which one that is. It's coming up on Sunday. You'll see on Sunday. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you on Sunday. Bye.